26 minutes past 5. My guest for New Zealand Music Month live in the Rhema studio is Juliagrace. Julia, thank you again for making it in. I actually was privy to a family moment just before, because when Julia came in, she had to take a call from her daughter who was having trouble cooking pizza.
Yeah.
So it is possible that your kids are eating raw pizza right now.
It is possible. Actually, to be honest, like, it's more likely they're eating burnt pizza, to be honest.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, just go until the cheese bubbles. What is this conversation about?
It was my very specific cooking instructions.
Yeah.
How long do you cook the pizza? Until it's cooked.
Exactly, yeah. How long is a piece of string, Mum?
Yeah.
Hey, you were just telling me actually off air a really a powerful story about a new song that you've written, and I was going to ask you about any new material that that you have. So tell us about this one. What's it called?
It's called Girl on the Kitchen Floor.
Okay.
And it's kind of specific, but for me, I felt really inspired a few weeks ago to write a song during a really dark time in my life. I'll be really honest with you, I spent a lot of time just in the evenings on my own, just kind of, I would just collapse onto the kitchen floor in my home. It was a concrete floor. It was a nice concrete floor, thank goodness. But it was just like there were many evenings where I just felt like I just literally couldn't stand up, and I just couldn't face what I was dealing with, and I just would find myself just kind of literally sort of slumping to the floor and just crying and being really at the end of myself. And I wanted to write, if I could tell that girl at that time. Sometimes when you're going through dark times, you just would love a window into the future. You'd love to know, just let me see 1 year ahead, let me see 2 years ahead, would it be okay? And you can't get that kind of perspective. And so it was like, what would I say to that girl if I could speak to her? And the chorus says, I want to tell that girl that life will be beautiful again. I want to tell that girl that her days will be full of love again. I've got miles and miles to go, but in my heart of hearts, I know there's so much left to live for, Girl on the Kitchen Floor. And I actually sang it on Sunday night, and when I talked a bit about it, there was almost this intake of breath in the room of people kind of being like, oh my gosh, this is very honest.
Yeah.
It's humiliating to admit that you've been, that messed up. And but it was interesting afterwards how many people came and spoke to me and said, they told me their kitchen floor moments, and for them it was somewhere different. It was, out in the surf or at the beach or, in the garden or whatever, just somewhere where they had just felt like I cannot stand under the weight of what I'm living through. But I've hit the ground and now I'm up again. And it was amazing. Yeah,
it's beautiful. I love that too, the kitchen floor moments. I mean, there's a book in that. Are you inspired to write a book? I know you write blogs.
Yeah, I do.
And things. Do you think there's some more sort of creative work to come out of this time?
Absolutely. I often get ideas and I want to expand on them and then take them out. And they do. They itch away at me to become bigger than that. I would love to do, all of the above.
Great.
But, still, there's plenty of years to go and plenty of time. And I'm working very hard on just getting the messages out into people's worlds.
Yeah. So new music, does that indicate a new album? Time to go into the studio at some stage?
At some stage soon, yeah. I'm not quite sure what, I'm not sure what shape that is to take at this stage, but it's definitely... it's knocking on the back of my brain that something needs to be coming out, and I've got some pretty great material. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like or sound like, but I have a bit of an inkling, but I'm not telling you at the moment.
No, that's fantastic. I'm sure I'll be one of the first to find out anyway, won't I?
Of course, because you'll just keep asking me. You'll keep harassing me until I tell you. Yeah.
No, that's great. You're coming in actually on Friday because we're doing the Tear Fund Compassion Day, and you are a Tear Fund advocate, ambassador. I'm not sure what the term is, but you do have a heart for kids being sponsored. Why are you so passionate about that?
The obvious reason is that it changes their world, and it's such an easy and simple and well organized way to reach out and to change an entire person's entire future in life. And I love that. For me, I'm busy. I got 2 kids, and it's a great way to kind of almost package up something that is going to make a massive difference. But then on the flip side, being the mum of those 2 kids, I feel really strongly about exposing them to the fact that we are very, very, very fortunate to live in this country. And I think exposing them to life outside of that, life in the real world, just keeps their perspective sharp on the fact that, you know, while we want a lot of stuff, we don't need we need for very little. And I want my kids to grow up understanding that that we have so much to be grateful for.
That's great. You're going to play another song for us now. It's a Cyndi Lauper tune called True Colours.
Yeah.
So why are you going to play this one?
This song's really close to my heart. Every now and then you find a cover that you feel like you really should have written. I really wish I'd written the song. I would be retired. Actually, I'd be lying on a yacht in the Bahamas right now, Luke, if I had written the song. But oh no, I'd be here and then I'd be returning to my yacht in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
actually,
girl on a yacht in the Bahamas is not as sort of poetic,
not quite
is
the same, is it? No. To me, it's just this song was just a beautiful way of saying, you know. Even though life is difficult, you know, inside each one of us, God has created us in His image, and so I like the idea that you can look at someone else and say, you might be having a really rough day, but I can see your true colours shining through, and I just think it's just a cool sort of camaraderie, just where we band together and encourage one another.
That's awesome.
You with the sad eyes. Well, don't be discouraged, oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all in the darkness inside and make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true